DC. It's the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier Houston, hosted by 1992 national champion fullback Martin Houston and his son Xavier. This is your daily dose of Alabama football. Straight, smart, and full of that Tuscaloosa pride. Now, here are your hosts, Martin and Xavier Houston. Listen now on the Tide 100.9 app.
Good morning. Welcome into the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier. It's a Tuesday morning. We're live, local, and ready to get things rolling. Head first into game week, game day, I should say. It's already game week. Headed straight into game day against the Florida State Seminoles. Got lots of audio that we can incorporate into today's program. Coach DeBoer, Coach Womack, Coach Grubb, and also got a little audio from down at Florida State, Coach Norvell, talking about a couple of his players and what they bring to the table. So we'll work in some of that conversation if we can. They have lots of moving parts, so we'll see if we can work that into the conversation. So the question is, Alabama approaches their first road game. Is this team ready? Is this team ready? What are you looking for? What's the keys to victory? We'd like to get your thoughts in terms of that. Hey, good morning, Chase. How you doing, man?
I'm blessed and highly favored. How are you, Martin?
Ditto. Hey, did you happen to see Coach Grubb's press conference? Have you looked at it?
No, I have not gotten the chance. I'm curious about it.
I think he's tired of interviewing. Look on the screen there. Let me show you. That's the way he started his conference. You see that? For those of you who are listening on the radio, you can't really see it, but it's like his conversation. The reason I say that, part of my job is to help read. It did notice the difference between him and Coach. Coach is smiling, all teeth. Coach Grubb is like hand on his fist, lean over. Coach, not the same number of questions, but Coach Grubb's press conference lasted like 5 minutes and some change. And the other guys went, 11 plus minutes and 12 plus minutes. So it was just interesting. Like, this man was ready to get out of here. He's like, guys, it's game week. I'm tired of talking to y'all. Just like the players get tired of the players get tired of hitting each other. I'm getting tired of answering the same question. I will tell you, those who are going to the interviews need to learn how to ask better questions, Chase. They really do. They need to start digging, because you can tell when there's certain questions that people ask that gets the coaches going. And our very own Kennedy Smith III asked a question, and he was like, now that's a good question. So it's interesting to see, but so we'll break that down. I just thought that was kind of funny. Good morning to the crew over on Facebook, YouTube, X, Twitter. We got Curtis Moore II in this morning, and he the Grubb interview was rather short. Laugh out loud, LOL, I should say. Good morning, Bam Bam 72. Good morning, Divine Squirrel Sport. Shout out to Columbus, and also to Georgia and to Florida. So kudos to those guys for jumping up and at them with the first thing this morning. Remember that this is truly a day that the Lord has made. Take some time to notice someone, love someone, serve someone, be the difference you want to see in the world today. So, and because it is a day, let's rejoice and be glad in it. I'm going through a leadership conference, and it says Today Matters is one of the books that John Maxwell wrote. Since today matters and it's the only day that we have, let's make the most of it because it is truly a day that God has given us. So, well, let's get right into it. Before we get into any of our conversation, I think we have Pat on the Empowerment, Leadership, and People Solutions hotline. So we'll get to him in just a moment. And if you have a thought, comment, reaction, question, keys to victory, what you're most excited about, anything you want to add to the conversation, just post it in chat or give us a call at 205-342-9904. That's the Empowerment, Leadership, and People Solutions hotline. Good morning, Pat. Welcome into the program. What's on your mind, sir?
Good morning. I'm a little bit concerned about management style. That between going back into your day and prior to your day with Coach Bryant. Coach Bryant talked about, he was always talking about how we didn't have this, we didn't have that. He was always poor mouthing, and I loved the way that Coach Bryant could poor mouth. That he'd have you believing that there wasn't a Chinaman's chance in the world that they could beat whoever they were playing. And in this day, and our new coach, he's all the time talking about how good things are. And I'm guessing that it's the type of kids that we have today. You know, they had moms that everybody got a trophy kind of thing. And, I don't know. I'm worried to death, Martin, that we're in a society that doesn't understand the real world, that things are, it's difficult out there, and that we don't need to be babying people. And I'm worried, Martin.
Well, Pat, I guess I'd ask you this. You kind of hit on it. How were players raised in Coach Bryant's day?
Man, I was put outside and I was told I couldn't come back in the dark. I better be home at dark. But I wasn't. We weren't.
How are the kids? I'm sorry. How are the kids?
To drink out of a water hose.
How were the kids coached? Not raised by parents, but how were kids coached back then?
My coach would grab you by the face mask and shake you till you couldn't be shook no more. Just about.
Okay. And they couldn't get water and
no, Lord, I prayed for rain.
And and a lot of coaches,
we had salt pills. You did give us salt pills, but we prayed for rain to have a whole boat to fall into to get some water.
And the coaches, a lot of the coaches cussed the players and etc.
Oh Lord, I fumbled a punt one night, and I took the worst cotton picking chewing. I was chewed out for a week.
Yeah, and some kids and the kids responded to that as a whole, but there were some kids who didn't play as a result of that, right? There were some parents. There were some parents who didn't even let their really good athletes come out because of that, right? Literally, there were probably some guys that would have been great players had the coaches had different character, different approaches, etc. Right? So
my son said there was better athletes in the hallway in Demopolis High School than it was on the field.
Yep, and some of that was because of the coaching style, right? So with that,
must have been.
With that said, fast forward 50 years later, and you look at it, and Alabama has a different style coach, contrary to the guy that they had last year, who still had some old school in him. Okay, so but when this coach comes in, recruiting seems to be about the same, right?
I'm impressed with recruiting. I am impressed with his recruiting.
So that tells me that he has some ability to connect with players. Have you noticed that all the coaches have nicknames for the players? That shows you connectivity. Also, what has this generation grown up on, Pat? They've grown up on being told how great they are. You didn't have their whole ego started getting stroked for some of these guys when they were in the 7th, 8th grade, not by their parents and their local coaches, but by recruiting services. Some of these guys have been told that they're great. Well, if all of a sudden now the coaches just come in and only pour mouth them, and that's not their style, then it doesn't work. Now, what you see,
they may not respond. You might be right.
Right. What you see is that you're seeing the public persona. Now, just think, Grubb and I think a couple of the defensive coaches get in their stuff at practice. You just don't see it, right? You don't see the coaches, like, you don't see when they're digging into their stuff and getting onto them and coaching them hard. I had a coach.
That might be why Coach Grubb was brought in.
That's not the only reason, but he helps to balance that out. He's not the only one. I had a position coach that you probably never saw raise his voice at any point. But, Pat, I knew that if I didn't do my job, you've heard me say this if you ever listen to my show, if I missed the block, I knew not to go back to the huddle. I knew not to go back to the huddle because he was going to send somebody out there to tap me on the shoulder and walk me out of the huddle. So if I didn't play to the standard that he had established, I knew that. So he never had to raise his voice at me because he was consistent. You ever seen those parents where one parent screams all the time, like, and sometimes it's the mom, she just screams, and then the dad walks in and the kid goes quiet and the dad didn't say anything?
I got you about consistency.
Yes, and that's what this coaching staff, I think, brings to the table. But just so you know, I want you to hear what Coach – this kind of tells me what they're saying and doing. Here's what Coach Womack had to say about having this team ready to play.
I think, like anything, you put the ball down and you prepare your guys to go execute regardless of environment. And that's what we talk quite about. It's not the noise, it's not home, it's not the road, it's not all the different variables. It's just about the work. It's about the execution. It's about doing your job at such a high level that all the external variables are removed and you just do your job for that one play like it's the most important snap of the game. And then can you do that consistently over and over and over again? And those are the things that I think our coaches have done a really good job. I think Kalen does a tremendous job of just keeping the main thing for our players so that they can execute when it matters most. I think that's what we're preparing them to do.
Let's go to Katie.
All right, you hear that, Pat?
Yes, sir.
So relax.
I will relax at 5:30 or so, maybe 6 o'clock Saturday afternoon.
So they don't have to prove it to you, huh?
They got to show me. I'm like them people from Missouri.
Oh, the show me state, huh? All right, Pat.
Hey, have a blessed afternoon. Thank you for taking my call, Mr. Houston.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Pat. All right, coming back on the other side, we'll get some more audio from the coaches. I think this staff has this team ready to play. What's your biggest concern? What's your keys to victory? What are the things that's stirring inside of you right now, only 4 days out from Alabama taking field against Florida State for game day? So let's talk about it right here on your home for Alabama Sports. Got 100.9 and 12:30 a.m. WTBC. This is the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. A very good Tuesday morning to you. Moving right along on the Tuscaloosa freeways and side streets. Looking at 43, looks good on 40 or the southbound lanes onto McFarland, and traveling quite nicely on 2059 this morning. That's a smooth move from McFarland to Joe Malisham, and 69 north and southbound onto Skyland Boulevard, all wide open. With your Tuscaloosa traffic now, I'm Tammy Thomas.
This report is sponsored by Think It Up.
Shop Townsend Nissan today. Fair, fun, and fast. The right products at the right place. That's why people shop Townsend Nissan, Skyland Boulevard, Tuscaloosa.
Think It Up is an initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join at thinkitup.org.
This is Brian Finnison, owner of the venue Tuscaloosa across from Sokol Park. First, I want to thank all of our thousands of loyal customers that have supported us. But there are so many people that still don't know about the venue. There are 5 restaurants open daily with indoor and outdoor dining. The 5 restaurants circle a humongous courtyard that at times welcomes live music and events, but every day is a place that you can hang out, eat, or let the kids play in the wall ball area. We're the only place your party size doesn't matter. Focused on family, come visit one of the 5 restaurants at the venue Tuscaloosa.
It's time to do it local at Piggly Wiggly, Highway 69 South, Tuscaloosa. Join us Friday, August 29th for Red, White, and Dew, an all-out Labor Day celebration. We're giving away $25 gift cards, prizes, and a beach vacation. And it's all powered by Mountain Dew. Get in, get prizes, and get ready to do it local on Friday, August 29th at your 69 South Piggly Wiggly store in Tuscaloosa.
The long weekend sale is on at Target with exciting deals you won't want to miss. Stock up on grilling must-haves for a few more sunny barbecues. And while you're at it, ease into sweater weather with fresh new fits for the fam. Whether you're hosting, relaxing, or showing off your new style, Target has your deal in-store, online, and in the Target app. Hurry and save more with the long weekend sale happening now through Monday. Only at Target.
Are you receiving unemployment? Your benefits could be at risk. Here's how you can protect yourself and your benefits. Never respond to mail notifying you of a false claim in your name. Never answer a text message asking you to verify your account. And only respond to official Alabama Department of Labor's social media pages. Report fraud at labor.alabama.gov/fraud. Brought to you by the Alabama Department of Labor, ABA, and the station. The Alabama Department of Labor is an equal opportunity employer program. Auxiliary aids and services available upon request to individuals with disabilities. Dial 711 for TTY accessibility.
Hey, I'm Martin Houston, and I want to tell you about exciting news happening at Box Eye Care. They've moved to their new location, bringing you a brand new lab, stylish new frames, and a fresh look just for you. Enjoy their expanded frame inventory, competitive prices, and faster service, all with the same great level of service you've come to know and trust. Discover this full-service eye care at Box Eye Care's new location. With their in-house lab, they offer unbeatable value and one of the largest frame collections in town. Schedule your eye exam today and walk out with new glasses in less than an hour in most cases. Visit boxeyecare.com. That's boxeyecare.com, or call 205-342-0660. That's 205-342-0660. Visit them at 5003 Oscar Baxter Drive. That's Box Eye Care. Your vision, our priority.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
The sky cloudy at times today. A chance of widely scattered showers. The high around 80. For tonight, becoming clear and cool for late August, the low 59, and a beautiful day tomorrow, the sky sunny, the high at 83. I'm James Spann with the Alabama Weather Network on Tide 100.9. It's 68 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Welcome back to the Martin Houston Show, the sound of Bama sports. Your show, your team, on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Didn't know if that would deter you away. I guess you hadn't had a chance to see what it looked like. But good morning, and I know you guys got a chance to meet with the coordinators. But it's game week, and it's a great feeling for everyone, right? You guys included, and so excited about this last week of preparation. Guys, I think are in a good spot. We continue to have those things continue to be healed up here nicely last week, and so getting, like I said, time to play, see where we're at, and I think this team we got here going on the road, it'll be a great test with Florida State. We know that from the coaching staff, head coach Coach Norvell, and 2 new coordinators, been a lot of film for us to pour through. We know that they've done a great job over their careers individually and now collectively. Know that we're going to face a good test here this weekend. So, a lot of work putting into that last week. We'll continue to do that. Proud of our staff, proud of our team on all the focus that they've had just on keeping the main thing, and really taking it one day at a time. And I think there comes a point now where you do have to start thinking, because we are so focused on the moment, that time now is coming, and this week should feel different.
Thanks, Coach. All right, that's Coach DeBoer, head coach of the University of Alabama, talking a little bit, giving a few opening comments there. Once again, reiterating that he feels good about this team and that they've been focusing on keeping the main thing. During this segment, we want to talk a little bit, and we'll have it's several things that will come up, I'm sure, but we'll start off today and maybe ask it a couple more times. What's your biggest concern going into Saturday's game? So hold that in your back pocket while we go to the Empowerment Leadership and People Solutions Hotline. We have Todd. Todd, you're in. I think you want to go back to that conversation we were having about coaching styles. What's on your mind?
Good morning, Martin. Yeah, the coaching styles, man. To me, the greatest thing is being able to connect with your players, and every single player is going to require something a little bit different from the coach, all the while the coach is trying to give the same thing the whole time. One of the greatest things I loved about Saban was how he took the freshmen up to the lake and drug them around on that boat, man, and they're on them tubes, and I bet half of them probably couldn't even swim, and they're on them jet skis just having a ball. He's just connecting with his players, man. I'm really curious on what percentage of these players grow up in a single-parent home, and they all need, that father figure, not a father, but just that figure to be able to discipline them in love. That is the main thing. And I like what DeBoer did. What he do? He brought an ice cream truck out there, and everybody's bashing him and dogging him. Man, all that dude is trying to do is connect with his players. And I really look forward to seeing what else DeBoer does to connect with his players. Like you just said, we don't see them get in their tails on the field, man, but I know that they are. But like you say, that coaching them players with that love, it may seem like the game has softened, and I've even said the game of football has softened up a little bit, but really it hasn't, because they've really got them pads on, and you see players getting hurt all the time, so they cracking them pads out there. But the coaching style as far as no water and this, that, and the other, I do get that. That's old school, and that's kind of where I come from, but I do understand what they're doing in this day and era. Do you agree or disagree?
Well, both, and I agree with you that Coach DeBoer has, first of all, the thing that I love most about Coach DeBoer was he took over probably the most difficult situation any coach has ever taken over when you think about the magnitude of what he took over, okay? No other coach has come in after a dynasty like Alabama's, because there's never been one, okay? Number two was he came in an era when he came in at a time, I should say, when recruiting was shut down, but his roster was open back up, okay? He came in during a transfer portal era. He came in during an NIL era, all of those things. And all of the people that talked about how good and how Saban left the program. You know how many seniors they had last year?
No, sir.
8. And 3 of those seniors were on special teams. The punter, the kicker, and the long snapper. They had 5 players that was playing the majority of the game that were seniors. Then they had a couple guys like, the 2 seniors on the offense was of course the tight ends, and then they had Milroe and Booker that also left early for the draft, right? So my point being, he took over a really tough situation. And by the way, that coach didn't leave campus. That coach didn't leave the sport. That coach was still involved, and yet he managed it as well as it could be. And even though everybody talks about how great it was, like I said, in 2 years he's flipped 70-something of the 85 scholarships to his players. That tells you what Saban had left and what's gone. And he's done it the right way. I mean, at this point, yeah, we should have probably been 11-2. If our season had ended in the first round, but we could have very easily had a coach come in and the wheels have fallen off, but it didn't. And in a year later, we're in the same position that we were, I think, after Saban's first year. Now, Saban had a losing team, and he turned it around quick, so I'm not comparing the two, but I'm saying, considering, and the way he does it is the way he does it. I mean, it's just, you don't have to be the same dude, and I love the fact that he's being authentic him. Now, I have talked to players, Todd, and they will tell you up front, this is what they'll tell you. They say, oh, don't let his cool, calm demeanor fool you into thinking he's not fully in control and this is not his program. They have different styles, but they are both clear leaders. There's 4 personality types. And what's his name's personality type? His outward public persona may be totally different in terms of the strength that we sometimes see and how it's played. So I have zero issue with that. On the part about the football game it's not as physical as it used to be. It's just not. And that's because of rules. That's not just the players. I'm not saying the players are some of these top players couldn't go back and play in the prior eras. It's just that the rules are different. You have guys who can play football today who would not have played football back in our day, Todd. You can't hit the center, right? On snaps, on extra points. So you see these little bitty guys who are making it all the way to the NFL who could not have made a D3 team. I'm not being ugly. But that's brilliant on their part. So the game has changed and gotten softer in the sense that the rules don't allow the same physicality. You can't crack back block, etc. So that's my thoughts there. But I think he's doing a great job, and he's using what connects. Like everybody complaining about the music. Well, that's all these guys. That's what they do all the time. I mean, Ryan Williams the other day, Todd, gave out beat headphones to the team. Why? Because they all listen to music. so why would you think that listening to music at practice is a bad thing? It's funny. It's funny, Todd. When we used to play, everybody used to make a big deal about Tennessee week when they'd be blasting Rocky Top.
Yeah.
Why did they blast Rocky Top?
Because it got on your nerves.
No, but it had a football reason, right? Was it not a football reason? Learning to
play, connecting with them players.
No, it had to play. They did it so that we would be ready to play against the noise.
Yeah,
that was it. So tell me what stadium Alabama plays in that doesn't have crowd noise.
Man, all of them's got noise.
Right. So why is it such a bad thing that the coach plays music? For 2 reasons. One is it gets the guys going, get some juice. Who doesn't? Boxers come out to music. The baseball guys have walk-up songs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. they make all this noise when they're introducing players, and then there's crowd in the game. So what's the big? I think it's brilliant because the players are learning to concentrate and focus on what the coaches want them to focus on, no matter which game it is, no matter how big a day it is, etc. So he's using what helps him be the best version of himself. So, got anything else? Todd, you got a score?
Oh man. You hit me whenever I got to drew a blank on that one. I don't have one yet, but I'll call back in before the end of the week. Let me think about that. I don't want to. I think Bama's gonna do really well. I just don't know what the score is going to be just yet. I'll call back in before the end of the week, though.
No doubt. And Ty Simpson's passing yards is a tiebreaker. What's your biggest concern this week, man? At this point,
biggest concern is the young guys that haven't started on a big platform. It's Florida State, first game of the year. That place is going to be packed. They're going to be loud. Just the reaction of the kids, they're being able to have their mindset. So yeah, they'll have their headphones on for sure, so they can focus.
All right, man. That's Todd checking in. We'll be back on the other side. You can get in on the conversation on the Empowerment Leadership and People Solutions hotline at 205-342-9904, or you can add your thoughts and comments in the live stream chat. As we get to break, I want to remind you about the good folks over at Dixie Battery Supply. Dixie Battery Supply. Find them online at dixiebatterysupply.com. They buy junk batteries, and they'll buy yours. They also sell reconditioned batteries starting at $60. Dixie Battery Supply. Go check them out. Tell them that Martin Houston told you to stop by. Give them a call or drop by Tuscaloosa, Northport Investment. Come see them for all your battery needs.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. A very good Tuesday morning to you. Moving right along on the Tuscaloosa freeways and side streets. Looking at 43, looks good on 40 or the southbound lanes onto McFarland, and traveling quite nicely on 2059 this morning. That's a smooth move from McFarland to Joe Malisham, and 69 north and southbound onto Skyland Boulevard, all wide open. With your Tuscaloosa traffic now, I'm Tammy Thomas.
Are you receiving unemployment? Your benefits could be at risk. Here's how you can protect yourself and your benefits. Never respond to mail notifying you of a false claim in your name. Never answer a text message asking you to verify your account. And only respond to official Alabama Department of Labor's social media pages. Report fraud at labor.alabama.gov/fraud. Brought to you by the Alabama Department of Labor, ABA, and the station. The Alabama Department of Labor is an equal opportunity employer program. Auxiliary aids and services available upon request to individuals with disabilities. Dial 711 for TTY accessibility.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is the Bosch Man from Taylor Electrical. I had some amazing words of wisdom I wanted to give to everybody today, but most people just want to hear our song, so here it is.
Outlets sparking, lights are glowing. Don't do it yourself, or you'll be glowing. Call Taylor Electric. We do it all. Taylor Electric. Give the Bosch Man a call.
Call or text 205-553-0958.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school. That education got me to the first day at my dream job, which I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job and the home loan benefits I got from the Army National Guard helped me buy my first house. I also know that I will be one of the first to respond if my community ever needs me.
Sponsored by the Alabama Army National Guard. Aired by the Alabama Broadcasters Association and this station.
When shopping for a new car, you have options. At Mercedes-Benz of Tuscaloosa, they treat their customers like friends and neighbors. Trust them to provide the best advice, pricing, and exceptional customer service. The Mercedes-Benz name is recognized for its quality. You will find an impressive selection of new Mercedes-Benz cars at their dealership. They have over 100 new models in stock, with more than 60 pre-owned vehicles available. Visit them at 3200 Skyland Boulevard East, Tuscaloosa, or check out their inventory online at mercedesoftuscaloosa.com.
Got timberland in West Alabama or East Mississippi? North River Timber Company has you covered. Since 2011, Courtney White, a registered forester, along with his expert team, have been managing timberland and harvesting timber across 4 West Alabama counties. They offer comprehensive timber management plans, reforestation services, and appraisals. Courtney White says timber is like money in the bank. Don't let your investment go unrealized. Call North River Timber Company today. Email them at northrivertimberco@gmail.com or call 205-242-5127.
It's time for the Martin Houston Show. With the same hard-hitting, no-nonsense approach in which he played the game, Martin will take you inside the locker room, down on the field, and across the goal line with his in-depth analysis.
Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier. Want to give a shout out to our Free for All Friday sponsor, TJ's Pharmacy and Wellness. TJ's Pharmacy and Wellness, free delivery. Let them come to you. Long-term care, medication, and consultant services for long-term facilities. Those things and a whole lot more, especially compounding. When it comes to compounding, there's several benefits. One of the cool ones is if you have children and they won't take the medicine, maybe they can use that compounding to put a little flavor in it. Also, you have the ability to get that exact dosage that you need, or better yet, they're out of what you need. Well, compounding offered right there by TJ's Pharmacy and Wellness. Meds made with you in mind. That's TJ's Pharmacy and Wellness. Go check them out. Local touch, local feel, new location, same great team, same great service. TJ's Pharmacy and Wellness online, tjspharmacy.com, or you can call them if you're a new patient, 579-9933. All right. Had a question out there asking the question, what's your biggest concern? Got several responses that we're going to get to. If you want to call us up, you can call us on the Empowerment Leadership and People Solutions Hotline, 205-342-9904. Let us know your thoughts there, or continue to post your comments if you tune in on the live stream app. But here's what Coach Womack had to say when he was asked if he has any major concerns remaining.
Well, I think, we talk to the players about this all the time. Game day is different, and it always is, it always has been, and always will be. And that's exciting. That's what makes the game so special, right? Ball gets put down in front of a group of fans, home, on the road, all the work that you've done, playing each other, preparing walkthroughs, scout teams, and then ultimately, right, you got to go execute in the moment. And I think I'm excited to see how our players will handle that. We have some players that have tremendous experience in terms of playing in big environments and crowds. You've got other guys that have limited experience, and you're going to have some guys that have none from a college standpoint that are going to play in the game for us. And so how they handle the environment, how they handle the opportunity at hand is something that I'm looking forward to seeing. And then I think you always, from a defensive standpoint, early in the season, you want to see how well you tackle, especially when you're looking at a running offense with a quarterback that can create and generate explosive plays with his feet, and he can extend plays with his feet. That's something that, ultimately we've got to put the ball down and go play.
All right, that's Coach Womack. He gave a couple things that we'll hit and talk about as we move throughout the week. However, Blind Squirrel Sport kind of agreeing with Coach. Blind Squirrel Sport says he's because he's performed so well during practice, is it a little bit left of center for me to be concerned about the first few first game jitters for Ty Simpson? We've heard, keep hearing he's ready to take the reins as QB1. I want to see how he performs in his first start. So without a doubt, right off the bat, that's a legit concern. I mean, that's a legit concern on whether or not the first game jitters will get to Ty or not. Chase and Coach Womack said it. Game day's a little different, and Ty has gotten some meaningful snaps in the state of Florida, USF, but he did not start the game. So, but he played well when he came in, and helped Alabama get the victory. But it's different when you're the man. Some guys are ready for that moment. Some guys aren't. Some guys press and try to prove too much. I think that's why they named him the starter so early, Chase, where he's had a chance to be the guy for a couple of weeks. So, and they see how he's going to respond, and they've had a chance to coach him up. Chase, when guys get that starting position, they start trying to do things that they're not, that's not their wheelhouse. And because they named him the starter so early, they've had a couple of weeks to get that out of him. If he's done anything that would make you be concerned, then they've had a chance to address it. Last week, when Coach Grubb talked about him and being in this situation, he says that that there's been really no change in terms of what Ty is doing. And when he was asked, hey, what's your message to Ty? Here's what he had to say about that situation.
Hey, Ryan, what is going to be the message to Ty heading into this first game?
Just play ball. I think that Ty plays his best when he stays calm and collected, just like any quarterback. And I think as long as he stays within himself and doesn't try to make each play bigger than it is, he'll be just fine.
All right, and that's what he's done, Chase. These first few practices since he's been named the starter. So I don't think that the game will be too big for him. So I'm excited to hear that. But Chase, that's why I'm really glad that they went ahead and named him the starter, because it gives him a chance to adjust to that. There's also been some concern with the change in terms of what happened with the offensive line. We've been patiently waiting, excuse me, to see if Jayden Daniels would be back. Well, here's what Coach had to say about that, as well as this is a combining of two questions. Jayden Roberts update as well as O-line, because I think that seems to be one of the bigger concerns that the Alabama fans have.
I would say Jayden Roberts, still in question, just with what he's going through in the protocol and the process there. So he's progressing, so we'll kind of see here.
Charlie on second row. Just kind of piggybacking off that, what have you seen from that first team offensive line, especially Gino kind of stepping in for Jaden?
Yeah, and Gino was here a year ago, was battling, and we threw him out there in a couple series a game, and he would do a great job. And I've referred to him as Swiss Army knife guy, can go out there and do a lot of things, so he's really valuable to us, and really a lot of confidence, not just by me, but I know everyone out there offensively believes in him, and he's done a nice job. So really feel like he skipped a beat at all. He was in there competing for that spot in the first place, all along the way. So he loves us. There's an energy that Gino, as you get to know him, that you really appreciate. I think he adds that to our offensive line, in his own way.
All right. So with that said, Bam Bam 72 said, my concern is probably the O-line. We have heard before how good the O-line will be. I just want to see it on the field. And then he throws in also a little concern with running game with Jam being out. We'll address that on the other side of the break. But, yeah, when you look at one of the major concerns, I don't know if it's a concern, and I think Bam Bam, even though he listed as a concern, I don't know if he's necessarily concerned. You can correct me, Bam Bam. But the question seems to be phrased, or the answer seems to be raised around probably, and part of it is because he's heard how good the O-line could be. I think this team goes as the O-line and D-line goes this year. I think that when you look at the O-line, they have got to provide protection in the pass game first and foremost, keep Ty upright. I may be more concerned with that than I am with the running back piece of it. But the running game is, I think, impacted a little bit with Jayden Roberts being out. You have to think, if this is your biggest concern, you could come out of this game with this being your biggest excitement, because you would assume that whatever level we play at Saturday with this O-line combination, when Jayden Roberts comes back, we're only going to be better. Like, he didn't give up sacks last year. He's a road grader. So whatever we get this Saturday, when Roberts is back full time, I think we only get better. So while having a little bit of concern with the O-line, I have also anticipated excitement for the rest of the season about this O-line only getting better. However, when you do add a different offensive lineman, but even though he's been the starter for 3 weeks now, 2+ weeks now, be 3 weeks, because Robert's been in concussion protocol. Run game still has to be a little concern. We'll come back on the other side and address that. We have a couple people commenting on the run game. We'll get their thoughts. We'd love to get your thoughts as well. But run game, big concern for you this week. We can talk about it right here on the Martin Houston Show. As we go to break, I want to remind you about the good folks over at North River Timber Company. If you have any timber needs, they can take care of it. North River Timber Company, LLC. Email them, northrivertimberco@gmail.com. 20+ years of registered forestry experience. Courtney White and his team are there to help you. Timber harvesting, land appraisals, and land management. Hey, they like to tell you, owning land, owning timber is like having money in the bank. That's North River Timber Company, LLC.
Coming up on The Game with Ryan Fowler.
Coming up on the Tuesday edition of The Game, we're going to do a Southern Ale House score prediction day. We're also going to visit with Florida State beat reporter Matt Lassere. We'll talk to Mike Detillier as well, all starting at 2 p.m. here on The Game with Ryan Fowler on Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, your home of Alabama Crimson Tide Sports.
The longest running sports program in Tuscaloosa. The Game with Ryan Fowler. Weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Tide 100.9 Traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. Well, hello to you on this terrific Tuesday as we travel along the Tuscaloosa freeways. A terrific travel for the time being, at least right now. Looking at Greensboro Avenue, that's on the thicker side, both north and southbound onto 15th Street. And then you've got Lurleen Wallace making your moves onto 15th Street. That will slow you down just a skosh very briefly there. With your Tuscaloosa traffic now, I'm Tammy Thomas.
This report is sponsored by Unbound.org.
Shop Townsend Nissan today. Fair, fun, and fast. The right products at the right place. That's why people shop Townsend Nissan. Scott and Boulevard, Tuscaloosa.
Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice. Continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at unbound.org.
Taco Casa, quality, taste, and value under the biggest cactus in town. They've been doing it the right way each and every day for 50 years and counting. If you're looking for a great option for lunch and or dinner, then you need to check out Taco Casa. Taco Casa, and while you're there, don't forget to get a big glass of that sweet tea. Visit them online at tacocasa.com. That's tacocasa.com. Quality, taste, and value on the biggest cactus in town. That's Taco Casa, tacocasa.com.
Local small businesses make up a major portion of the economy, and places like our restaurant really define the personality of a city or neighborhood.
Small businesses are the heart and soul of a community.
Without them, we wouldn't have survived.
Hi, I'm Congressman Barry Moore. Make sure to support your local small businesses because they are the core to our communities.
This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Are you receiving unemployment? Your benefits could be at risk. Here's how you can protect yourself and your benefits. Never respond to mail notifying you of a false claim in your name. Never answer a text message asking you to verify your account. And only respond to official Alabama Department of Labor's social media pages. Report fraud at labor.alabama.gov/fraud. Brought to you by the Alabama Department of Labor, ABA, and the station. The Alabama Department of Labor is an equal opportunity employer program. Auxiliary aids and services available upon request to individuals with disabilities. Dial 711 for TTY accessibility.
Craving the best Southern comfort food around? Catfish Heaven is calling your name. From crispy golden catfish fillets to their finger-licking wings served hot, sauced, and seasoned to perfection. They've got the flavors you love. Don't forget the hush puppies, creamy coleslaw, and all the fixins that make every bite feel like home. Whether it's a family dinner, game day feast, or quick lunch stop, you'll leave satisfied and smiling. Call 205-752-7222 or visit them online at catfishheaventuscaloosa.com to check out their menu and order ahead. Catfish Heaven, where every bite feels just right.
Houston Hydrosteam. That's Houston Hydrosteam. Quality work you can stand on. Whether you're looking for carpet and upholstery cleaning, oriental rug cleaning, residential or commercial water damage, and a whole lot more, you need to call Houston Hydrosteam at 205-553-9460, 553-9460, or visit them online at houstonhydrosteam.com. And once again, Houston Hydrosteam is quality work you can stand on.
The sound of Bama sports. Your show, your team. The Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Welcome back in to the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier. Out on assignment. It is now time for the Harvest Church 2-minute warning. At the Harvest Church, we love God, love people. We love opportunity to love on you. Drop by and see us on Wednesday, 6 a.m. meal, 6:30 message, youth, children, and adult Bible study available. You've got some young folks that you want to make sure that they're getting taught the word and the way. I help lead our youth on Wednesday night, so bring them on out. Be a fun time. As Harvest Church, where we love God, love people. Check us out on Sunday, live in person at 10 a.m., 9 a.m. Bible study, 10 a.m. Word and Worship. Also, you can check us out online under HC Tuscaloosa or Harvest Church Coker. All right, Chase, a little bit of concern with the O-line, which naturally leads to concern with the run game. Here's Coach's message to the running back room.
They've really, embraced the next man up mentality and, exactly what you expect out of a couple guys that have been here at Alabama for a couple of years. So I don't think there's necessarily anything that's like earth-shattering that they're doing, but I think they're excited about the opportunity.
Back over front row to right.
All right, that's Coach talking about the running back room. Nothing earth-shattering. Running back room is one of the – it's not necessarily the easiest position to play because of the physicality and the hits and things, but it's one of the ones that is the easiest one to transition into from high school. So you would assume Richard Young's been in the program a couple of years. This is his opportunity to show what he has. I think he has a little bit of that Eddie Lacy type of player in him. a guy who was behind the guy who was on campus before him. I know Eddie and Trent came at the same time, but Trent was on campus when Eddie was waiting to become eligible. And Eddie showed that he could handle the load. I think you're going to find the same thing in Richard Young. As long as the offensive line, these starting five, everybody has started games at Alabama. Everybody has started games with the exception of Dewberry, who started 2 years at A&M. Lots of experience. So I'm not as worried about the O-line. Just want to see them live up to the hype. Take care of the running game. C.J. Watson said that his biggest concern, easy the running back position after Jam's injury. I get it, but I'm not as concerned probably as everyone else is. I think there's equal talent in that room. I don't think that there's this huge drop-off of what Jam produced last year. I do think Jam separated himself this offseason and created a bigger gap, but that also left room for these other guys to step up. Look for Richard Young to have a good game, but I think Daniel Hill may also pop as well. So protect the quarterback. That's my biggest concern with the run game is not running, it's pass blocking, pass pro, the proper fits, making sure that blitzers aren't running free as they prepare for this game. So that's my concern with the running. And that may be CJ. It may not be anything to do with how well we run the ball. It may be literally what they bring to the game in terms of pass pro, as well as Jam had definitely stepped up. All those gimmies and drive extenders that Jam was a part of by catching the ball out of the backfield. We have got to get that Saturday. If we get that, running game is going to be fine. I know we started with the question, what's your biggest concern? Just listening to the coaches, listening to you guys, here's a few things that I want to talk about on tomorrow. The newness of FSU, meaning that we don't know what we're going to get from these guys, and these coaches are having them prepare for that. Well, I do have a little bit concern over the early part of the game and what Florida State come out and does. I do have some concern with some of the young guys getting on the field. Not nervousness, just it's the first time big road game. Coach Womack said game day is different. Will Bama be ready? He talked about tackling. We'll talk about that as well. And we're going to have some audio from Florida State. They have a couple tight ends that was mentioned in their press conference. They talked about Castellano and his experience escaping the pocket. We're going to talk about all of those things right here on the Martin Houston Show. I appreciate you being a part of it each and every day. I'm Martin Houston. That's Chase Brumfield. Hopefully X will be back with us on tomorrow. Remember this, trust in the Lord always, lean not your own understanding, and all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths. Roll Tide, everybody out there. We'll have a wild card Would You Rather Wednesday right here on your home for Alabama Sports. I'm Martin Houston and saying God bless.
Thank you for listening to the Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.